this video, I want to talk about a different type of composition of functions problem. In this problem, instead of just being given the formulas, we're given a mapping from the domain to the range of each function. So remember that in a composition of functions, we're taking the original input value, we're putting it into the g function. Whatever comes out, we're putting that into the f function, and then we're going to see what it is. So in this case, we want to find the domain and range of f of g of x. So that's what our assignment is. So find the domain and range of f of g, of f of g of x. Okay, so that means that we're doing the g function first. So g happens first. These are the domain values, so these are the inputs, and these are the outputs. Now, whatever those outputs are, we want to see what happens to those when we put them in the f function. So the first thing I need to look for is I need to see if there are range values in g that are going to work in f. So I'm looking and I'm seeing that 4 appears in the range of g and the domain of f, and so does 6. So 4 and 6 appear in both the range of g and the domain of f. So these are going to kind of collapse on each other. This 4 is going to go to here, and this 6 is going to go to here, because we're putting, as soon as they come out of the g function, we're putting them right into the f function. Now, this function, this value, the output is 2, and there's no 2 here, so we can't do anything with it. So that means that these values are going to be excluded from f of g of x because they can't go into the f function. So we're going to have to exclude those from the f function, or from the f of g of x function. Okay, so now I want to see what's going to happen to these values. So 6, 7, and 8 are all inputs that give me 4 and 6 as outputs. 7 and 8 give me 4, and 6 gives me 6. Then that 4 is going to go into the f function and come out as 4. The 6 is going to go into that f function, and it's going to come out as 7. So the 8 and 10, nothing's going to happen with the 8 and the 10, right? And nothing's going to happen with the 0 because we don't have any outputs that go into those places. So what's going to happen is my inputs into this function are going to be 6, 7, and 8. 6 maps to 6, which maps into f, and then maps to 7. So one input is going to be 6 and its output is going to be 7. The 7 maps to the 4, which maps into the f function and then out as 4. My 8 maps onto the 4, which maps to the f function, which maps to the 4. So the domain and range of f of g of x are all the values that go through both functions. So the domain is going to be those values in the input of g that actually go all the way through. So that would be 6, 7, and 8. And then the range is going to be the final output values. So it's going to be 4 and 7. And that's how we find the composition of functions from mappings.